Greetings there, friend. Welcome to the fire. Here's a bit of advice. If you ever end up in a dangerous situation where you have people both in-game and out of game tell you to get the heck out of there, take that advice. First player death ever. Am I the a-hole? r/RPG horror stories posted by Carl Porter. So my players are on a lengthy arc to shut down an extraplanar portal that's been destroying the barriers between worlds, a la climate change. The portal is located in a dwarven city that's under siege from a nearby army, so it's hard to access. My players are able to find a broken teleporter, and due to shenanigans, they beam into the city but end up in different places. The map is huge, and I have them roll a d20 to see which part they end up in. The city is designed to be deadly. The Shadowfell is bleeding through the portal, leading to an undead apocalypse. My players are all level 10 with massively overpowered homebrew gear. We haven't had a PC go unconscious in 4 levels, and they frequently deal huge amounts of damage. Still, I warned them it was dangerous and told them to play it smart. Our paladin / eldritch knight, we'll call him Conan, is a bit of a murder hobo. His entire persona is based around killing things, and not just monsters. He frequently threatens to murder NPCs, torture unarmed people, and complains if there's less than 2 fights per session. He's also a 2E veteran, and even after over a year of playing 5E, hasn't quite figured out his character sheet. Conan ends up in a farm on the outskirts of the underground city along with the NPC ally, a kind-hearted but useless gnome we'll call Nestor. There's undead livestock running around, giant zombie beetles, and some skeletal horses. Low CR cannon fodder. Conan fights them, kills them easily while Nestor hides. At first I think he's going to go off to try and reunite with the party, but then he sees the haunted ass slaughterhouse in the distance and decides to loot it. Unbeknownst to him, the slaughterhouse has an Oblivion Wraith in it. For those who are unfamiliar, it's a CR12 1 attack, but if it gets you, it hits like a beast. I had given it half health and toned down its damage, but it wasn't supposed to be confronted by a single player. I included it when first designing the city as a potential side quest, back when I had no ideas the party would be separated. So Conan goes into the slaughterhouse, doesn't use divine sense to check for undead, possibly because he doesn't know he can. He rolls low perception. The Wraith rolls high on stealth. Nestor tells him it's a bad idea. He's a bit of a coward. Conan continues, going in his words, deep within the slaughterhouse. He continues investigation, but specifies that he's only looking for treasure. He doesn't find any, since there isn't any, nor does he find any clues because he's not looking for any. The Wraith attacks him, getting a surprise round, and gives the classic ghost, "Leave now." Conan uses a magic weapon which functions more or less like a beholder's eye ray to try and attack it. He rolls the d10 and the random eye ray is petrify, which the Wraith is immune to. It attacks him again. He uses the beholder weapon again, and this time the eye ray is charm, which doesn't work on the Wraith. The Wraith attacks him again. By now, his health isn't great. Nestor is telling him to leave. The rest of the party, out of character, is telling him to leave. The damn Wraith is telling him to leave. He decides to leave, but before doing so, he decides to take one more swing at the Wraith. He uses his action and his bonus action to attack, and he hits both times. The Wraith, who hasn't taken damage until now, is pissed. Conan then uses his movement to run away without disengaging. provoking an opportunity attack. Since he used his entire turn to attack, he can't dash, and his normal speed isn't enough to escape from deep within the slaughterhouse. The Wraith's turn. It catches up with him and hits. He goes down to 0 and starts making death saves. The Wraith, who's furious at Conan by this point, hits him while he's down, and between that hit and 2 failed death saves, Conan dies. The player, as much as I don't always connect with his playing style, is a pleasant enough dude. He doesn't get mad or anything, but he seems disappointed and defeated. I ask him if he wants to roll a new character, play an Evil Dead version of Conan, on account of the Shadowfell curse that's reanimating everyone, or wait it out for his party to bring him back. He says he'll have to think about it and leaves the Zoom call. The rest of the party thinks that he's to blame for his own demise, and I agree to an extent, but I still worry I handled it poorly. Our session is coming up this weekend, and he still hasn't responded back. What do you guys think? Am I the a-hole? TLDR, outmatched Paladin tries to single-handedly fight a deadly ghost to the death, then dies. In my opinion, OP, you are not an a-hole. Everything went pretty much by the book here. First off, Conan put himself in a dangerous situation by going off to look for treasure instead of reuniting with the party. Seriously, if you end up getting lost in a place like the Shadowfell, a slaughterhouse should be the last place you should go by yourself. Then there's getting into a fight with a ghost that was pretty much one-sided, and then on top of everything else decides to take that one last swing at the Wraith at low health instead of getting the heck out of there at pretty much the advice of everyone, both in-game and out of game. Yep, Conan has to face the consequences for his actions, and OP here was justified in their actions. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And would you kindly follow the socials posted in the description below. As always, be good, be great, be awesome.